Okay. I think we're back. Let me put my music a little bit softer. Alright. Hi, everybody. The last time I streamed, I was working on the spell slots that they would add up, that you can expend spell slots and put them back just in case. And I kind of cheated because I continued working on it off screen. But don't worry, I'll take you through it. So far, I only have like the first spell slot that actually works. The other ones don't do anything just yet. I actually don't need this log anymore, but nah, keep it in there. Okay, so this is the function that gets called when A or B is pressed when the selector is on a spell slot row. And I gave the A and B a boolean with it, that if it is A that was pressed, the boolean will be true, and if it was B that was pressed, the boolean would be false. Booleans are a 1 byte value, which it can either only be 0 or 1, or in this case true or false. And that's all it needs to do and all it needs to know, so that's perfect for what we're trying to do. The first if statement looks at the position of the selector sprite if it's on 10 pixels, because that is the padding that we're using. 10 pixel padding. So if it's at 10, it means it's on the first spell slot, which is 0 spell slot, cantrips, kind of thing. So, which is convenient because an array starts on 0. So we don't need to think differently in that sense. Then after it evaluates that that is true, it sets the current magic slot variable to 0. Basically, we're saying with this variable, the current magic slot variable is purely a variable that keeps track of on which spell slot it is, on which level spells it is, which is 0 at this point. So we set it to 0. Then it checks if the boolean that we give along with the function is either true or false. If the boolean is true, and it also looks at the values or how many spell slots you have, in the sense that you can't take away more spell slots than you actually have. So in this case, you have 4 spell slots. So you can actually only take one off if there is only one left. So that's what this little thing does. It checks what the current value is in level 0. And if it's still not 0, it will go through and it will simply take one off the array in that slot, in that position in the array. And after that, after it is done that, it will skip the other bits because they are not valid, basically, and it will call the spell screen, which will redraw the screen and give us those empty little balls that we want. It's not very sharp, I know. But on the other hand, with this if statement, if the same case is that the selector is on the 0 spell levels, I can't find my words today. Oh my god, this is horrible. If it's on the same position, but it's B that was pressed instead of A, the boolean will be false. So I'm stating that if it's not true, that's what the not is for. And yet again, it checks if the value of the array isn't already full. And that's why I have to check it with the max magic array, because the max magic array for this character is 6. There are 6 slots on level 0. So, but for other characters, it can be 5 or 4. So I can't just hard code in 6, because then I would get in trouble the moment I try to implement a character that has less slots on level 0. And in order to make it scalable, I'm just using the variable of the max magic array. So it checks against that. If it's still less, what currently is in the magic slot, if it's less compared to the max. And if that is true, then it will up the value by 1. And the moment that I have all 6 filled and I press B, nothing happens. Same thing if I empty them all and I press A, nothing happens. Because we already checked it and said, nope, nothing can happen because you're already empty. I'm going to put that there. But now comes a more harder part. It works for the first level, or the level 0 spells, but we have to do it for the other ones as well. And as you might notice, I am missing a few levels because I took them out as a test last time. But we should be able to put them back in. Let's put them back in. Hello, where are your stats? Here they are. No, I just want to add. I don't want to pull. Okay. I should keep that just at 0. I shouldn't take them out, those slots, but okay. If I don't, wait, array length is a thing. So let me quickly check if it... Oh, it's not 0. It doesn't work. Yeah, I put in a limiter with left and right in the sense that it checks against the length of this array if there are more positions, or at least how many positions there are. And I put in positions, though they are 0. It'll still go there. Whoops. Okay, that might be a thing that we need to fix later on. I'll put it on the please fix thing. Cycle through the spell slots. That's also a thing I wanted to do. And how do we call this? I don't think there ever is a moment where you have like, for a character, you have like a level 9 spell, but you don't have a level 8. Would that be a thing? I don't think it is. You always have like slots for that. So I'm wondering. I am making an assumption and saying no, that does not happen. So stop selector on magic array position 0. I have no idea if I'll remember what that means when I come to this, when I come back to this next week, but we'll see. Okay. Now what am I going to do? Let's put 1 on this, so at least we have something, some more testing. Yes, there's level 8 and 9. Alright, last time I already kind of hinted that I'm going to need this variable, the spell sprite spacing. Wow, that's a lot of S's. For the reason that we have to calculate, we have like 0 level spells now, and we have to calculate the position of 1, so we can say that if that selector sprite is over anything beyond 0, that it can still calculate which one it is. So how do we do that? Usually I'm just trying something, seeing how far I'm off, and then trying to figure out the logic in it. So first we need this one. So this is the first one it checks, and if it's not true, it will go to the next one. So we can say, we can boundary it. So if it's, as long as it's less than what 2 would be, level 2 would be, it should be fine. I am not explaining that right, but because of the order of how he goes through an if statement, you don't have to scale it so narrowly as to say this is where 2 is. But I'm trying to put it imperfect in such a way. That's why I made the spell sprite spacing a variable. So I do want to put more space between the slots. It will also work for this function because I'm not hard coding it. Okay, so math is involved in this case. So I'm looking for, it's going to be 10, because 10 is padding. And it's going to be spell spacing, but I think spell spacing is only the space between and not necessarily also the width of the sprite. Oh god, I need to figure out what spell spacing. Where do I set my spell spacing? Here I do, I think. No, I don't set my spell spacing here, but I can figure out looking at this. Okay, level we can ignore. It uses 10, because that's the padding, plus the spell spacing. Okay. So I think the spell spacing is indeed also, it also includes the width of the sprite. We'll soon see if that is correct. Okay. Then we're going to duplicate this. You're going in there. But we also need to set this first, because we need to set this to 1. Because it needs to know how many magic slots is in there. So in this case, on position 1 in our array should be 4. 4. And oh, I wonder, could I put that variable? No, I can't. I'm thinking, can I put the variable here so I can just make it this way? Then I can copy paste the whole thing 9 times. I really want to do that, but to make another variable for it. Sure. I'm going to do a variable in a scale, and as long as I can do count. Can I use count? But I use count on other spaces too, but change count by 1. I use count inside a scale, so I could use it here again. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. And if something breaks now, then I know why. Okay, set count to 0. Just no, I should put that down here, kind of to reset that variable. No. And then I can say yeah. And right here, I needed to set it to 0. Set count to 0. Because this needs to be 0, value at 0, set value at 0, set value at 0. Okay. And I duplicate it again. And when it goes to well, position 1. So ooh. I need to put it here too. Okay, yeah, I should have made it a variable. Because I would have shift that up if I had just copy pasted. I would have forgotten a few. Okay, let's check. So if the spacing of the sprite is 10 plus spell sprite spacing, then this should work. Let's have a look if it works. Go on. Yay! Seems to work. But I'm concerned that the sprite is for some reason now behind them. But most likely that has to do with the way it's drawn. Ah, bibs. Okay. No problem. We'll fix that. So we're going to the next one, because we need to do 9 levels of this. Okay. And we have to change up the math again. And we need to say if it's 2 times spell sprite spacing. I'm getting the hang of it now. So so 2 times spell sprite spacing plus 10. Okay. And I say, do I need to duplicate everything? Yeah. What if I do it this way? Ah! Fan. I'll do it this way. Okay. Set count to 2. And because I made it a variable on everything, it should work on everything now. Okay. So if I go to the second one, and I say, oh, nice. I like that. I wish everything could just work like that out of the box. But cool. So let me just copy paste it for everything else. So it's true. Oh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The last one you could use as a catch-all, but I don't think I need one for that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Maybe in a later bit I need that catch-all, but so we can leave it for now. It's copy pasting a lot. We could. I just had a brain fart. What if we. No, we're already making it in if loop, aren't we? But we could make it another logic loop. Because the thing is that the times it comes through is also the same number for count. But that you do like a mathematical thing, as you say, the position of x minus 10 divided by spell sprite space would be the count. And that is what you change. Then you don't have to like go through all this. Oh man, let me have a look. If you're hearing a low bass rumbling, it's outside. So can I change this in a way? Basically, I can. Say the math that I just made, like the count is this, right? I still need to do math. Is this minus 10, because that's the padding, right? And then divided by spell sprite space duplicate. So that's what the count should be like. Let me take this out first. Right. No, I only want to take that if statement out. Cool, cool. Okay. Then I have like this, in which I set the current magic slot, what we're working with. The value inside that. So if it should be the first one, oh, we're going to divide by 0. Huh. Will we get an error if we don't? Will the world crash if I divide by 0? Let's have a look-see. So far, so good. Okay. Okay. Hey. It's working. It's working. Wow. Oh. Okay. So this is a whole lot easier than what I initially started out with, or what it was going to be, because I still haven't filled it out, so it would have been a lot It's a for loop, isn't it? I'm trying to remember. Try to remember my programming. I think it's a for loop. Okay, and it's working. Cool. Yay! I fixed what I wanted to do in half an hour for once. Nice. Okay. So while we're still working on the spells. Oh yeah, we also have to like do the reset and see if that actually works. Uh-oh. Okay. It was B and A. Okay, that seems to work. Nice. The reason that I also built in the reset is not just for programming purposes, but it's also because in DnD 5th edition, you have something like a long rest. And what long rest actually does, it just resets everything, like your health, your spell slots, and stuff like that. So then when we're going to put that in, like rests, long rests and short rests, then for the long rest, all we have to call on is the reset and we're done. Short rest is going to be more of a problem, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's load it on this one. Can I load it on that one? Oh, yes I can. For a moment I figured I can't because I have no USB slots in the front of my computer left. But one of those things was not of importance. Okay, it's in. Then I'm going to tell it to download it to my Meowbit. I don't like that it resets the view though. No. It wasn't done yet. Oopsie. I was too hasty. Sometimes it's really fast and other times it needs like a minute to figure out what it's doing. Okay, it's putting on there. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay. So now, let's look. Wait. Do I need to reset you? Think. Yes, there we go. It's alive. It works. It works. Nice. Alright. Oh, I love this. I always get a rush of adrenaline for something that simple. That actually just was easier to do than I thought it would. Yay! I did a thing. Okay. Well, that was actually all I had planned for today, but we have a list of other things that we wanted to fix. So let's go through that. We had a thought of cycling through the spell slots, and most likely doing that also has to do with positions in the array that are 0. But it needs to like look at the max for it, right? It should be, the code for it should be in the same place. Because right now, if you try to go right on the last spell slot, it just won't do anything. And what I wanted to do is that it actually just cycles through. So that if I am at the first and I would push left again, it would go to the extreme right, the max right. I'm thinking about usability in this point. So let's have a look where I do that. I think I had done that in the left and right buttons. Okay. So we need to keep looking in this one because menu state is 0. That's what we're looking at. So this is the area. The first if statement is if Y position, so that's the up and down position, is the height of line 1, which line 1 is the HP and the temp HP line. That's not what we're looking for. So we're going to the next one in line. Else, if sprite position height is on line 2, which is where our spell slots are. So we have to look at this. Okay. So right now I'm telling it if the sprite's left-right position is less than the length of the array. Okay. -1. Oh, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, this is one math thing. So our length of our array is 10 slots because 0 matters. So we have 10 positions. -1, so that it would be 9. And then times the spell sprite spacing. It is the math that it's doing right now. So what we actually have to do, we can keep the times spell sprite position, but if we wanted to not include the 0 positions that have the value of 0 in the array, how do we do that? Oh, blips. Should we make a variable out of that? A variable that's calculated in the beginning, that it looks at the max magic array and goes through it and look at which ones are 0 and not. Let's have a look at the options that we have. Because we can put in another variable for character and say that the max level spell slots that they have is like 8. If they don't have level 9, that their max they have is 8. You can implement that, but I would rather that it would just do that on itself. Does it need another for loop in which it checks every position and sees if there is a value 0 amongst them? What does this do? Find index of help. Get the index position of the first element in the array that matches a search item. Aha. So I could say, look for the index of 0. And it would give that position, wouldn't it? Parameter item, the item defined somewhere in the array. A number which is the position in the array to begin a search. No, we don't have that parameter. Return a number which is the position in the array where the element is found. This number is -1 because 0 matters if a matched element isn't found anywhere in the array. This number is -1 if a matched element isn't found in the array. So that could also screw up my calculation if I would just put in find index of, unless I cheat and put in an 11th position that is always 0. Get the index of popcorn in the list of the movie treats. You're fine, but it doesn't give me feedback of what it looks like. Let's do it anyway. Okay. Let's go this way. Thank you. Oh. No, thank you. I had enough. Am I going to regret this? Max magic array. So this is going to end up as -1 right now. I just want it to be a number. So that's not good. This feels wrong to do it this way. This is left or right? This is right. Okay. So going down one. Okay. That works. It seems. But it still feels cheaty though. Buffer would still like. Wait, let's just see how much I break it if I take away the 0. Hello. Does this work? No, now you're broken. You are very broken. Okay. The thing I'm struggling with is that I want to make it user friendly. And in the sense, that's why I want 10 slots here. But the moment that I have to add like a 0 to it, could fuck up my code a bit. And it defeats the purpose of it being code friendly. So maybe I should just have peace with it. And I'm going to be the one that's going to input this anyway. It's not going to be anybody else, most likely. So, and I would know, right? I would know. Okay, but it's good to know that this is possible. That this is a thing. This is a thing that can be done. Okay. But that's how far it goes. But it's also an if statement. So I can do else and say not change but set. Can I make it set? No, can't make it set. Sprite. Is gonna, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's not do that. That's bad. 2, 10, because that's padding. I'm getting the feeling I should make the padding a variable too. Should I? Oh man. You've done your job, thank you. Go away. Okay. Why not? We're already overloading and variables. Okay. Padding. Padding. Let's just call it padding. Okay. Then I need to go back to layout, because you know last time we made like a function that lays out all this stuff, and then we say P for padding, and then we say set duplicate set. Set padding to 10. There we go. We had padding here too, right? There we go. Minus padding. Yay. Okay. Then we had it most likely also where we actually make the spell screen. Right? Yeah. Padding. Yay for padding. Which also means, though, that if we want to change the padding and set it more to the left, we only have to like change one number. I'm seeing where something might go wrong. Yep. But I do set it right. I set count there too. Okay. Still, it should be good practice to put count on back to 0 after a function is done with it. It's just good practice, right? I have no idea if it's good practice, but it kind of makes sense to me. Okay, so we've done that. But I also know most likely we're using padding as well in here. Okay. It's not here though. But let's see if this works first. Holy hell! Uh-oh. I wasn't looking at my screen. Did something happen here? Is that because I did the count? Reset the count? Well, I should also reset it somewhere else. I'm duplicating. Oh. It's not helpful. Where was it originally? I think here, right? Did I unbreak you? Yes, I unbreaked you. Good. Whew. Okay. For a moment there, I thought I was in trouble. Good thing I remembered. But I think I'm doing the padding with the up and down, because that's where I tell it to take on a different position. Yeah, here I do. I change the sprite, the form of the sprite, and then I ask, well, where were you when you go down? Huh? It should happen when I go down, though. Okay. So I hard-coded a few things in here that I shouldn't have. But we'll get to that in a second. But first let's see if going right functions. Going right should jump back. Yes, it does. Nice! So now all we have to do is do the same thing at the left, and then we're going to look at this. Because I kind of pre-programmed it in a way that if it was up there, if it was at a temp and I would go down, if I would go down one line, it would change the shape of the selector first. Then it would check where the selector comes from to start with. If it comes from the left or from the right. And then it would position it. But since I hard-coded it, I'm wondering if I have less in spell slots, that would break it, wouldn't it? Let us break it on purpose. See what happens. Okay. Huh. Okay. I don't know why it does that though. That's right. That's down. Yeah, I destroyed the selector sprite. I change it with what it looks like. Yeah, where it is. If it was on line 1 and down is pressed, then change the shape of it. Then it checks where does it come from. So if its position is on the left side of the screen, then it should go to the first one. Else, set position to that one. But it gets corrected almost immediately. We can hard code this. We can. Of course we can. We can change that code. And use this for it, sort of. Let me show you what I mean. Because what we wanted to do is go to the last slot, right? But it needs to know where the last slot is first. So that would need it to know how long the array is. So it would be, wait, it would be the length of the array, which is 10 minus 1, because 0. So it would say us 9 spaces, 9 levels, times spell sprite spacing, but then also plus padding. Right? Right. Please be right. Oh. Is that gonna work or is that gonna break? Wait, what is it doing? Why is it doing that? Why is it... Where is it going? Oh. But also in the sense of making it scalable. Divided by 2. Is there something else going on? It has nothing to do with that one. Can we debug this? Okay. So it's going through the steps. It goes through all the buttons first. Then it goes through the stats. Okay. Main layout. Then he goes through the layout for HP. Then he calls reset. Reset clears screen. Goes back to reset, then he screen draw. So now it should start putting up elements on the screen. Okay. Then you should put up the spell screen. Why is he jumping to HP so much? No, I just wanted to open it so I can see what's going on. It doesn't want to do that. Okay, maybe next time then. Is he stuck in a loop? He should be idle by now. I think he's idle. Okay. Okay. And if I say down, up. Okay. And I say down. Okay. Yeah, when I say down, he destroys the selector sprite, which is correct. He looks at the next if statement. Yeah, he's going from line 1 down. So change the sprite position or appearance. Okay, then he looks at where it's coming from on the screen. Wow, he's taking on this one. If sprite select X is smaller than screen width divided by 2. He's doing that. Why is he doing that? It's Is it because I'm creating a new sprite? And creating a new sprite, it will always be... Yeah, I destroy the sprite. Okay. Is that what's going on? But then this shouldn't work either. I've destroyed the sprite here already. Let me try some things, shall we? What if I destroy the sprite later on? I need to stop the thing, yeah. This shouldn't make a difference this far. No, I didn't expect it to. Because here I create it. And when it's created, it is in the middle of the screen. So if I would create... Put you back. So if I would create the sprite later on, it wouldn't work. Because there is no sprite to position to make this if statement come true. But interesting that it does work for this position though. Why does it work? Because it's that one. This is just weird. But also, if I come from here and I go up, it's supposed to go there. It should supposed to go to temp HP and not HP. I thought this worked before. Why isn't it working now? Well, let's fix the going left first. If I go down... No, that doesn't work. And if I'm here and I go up... No. It always positions it back to there. But this shouldn't be the answer, but it is for some reason. Okay. Oh, I can fix that easily enough. Then we do the same here. It's going down, right? So it won't work for up. Okay. So this seems to work. It's not how I wanted to do that, but if it works, it works. And for now, it's fine. So we fix the up and down one. The down one. We just need to fix the up one. Collapse blocks. But this is the right. I'm trying to do too many things at once. And I said we were doing the left first. So we are going to do the left first. Okay. Yeah. Left should be somewhat easier because can never be more than 0. Or less than 0 actually, in this case. So, yeah. Okay. If sprite is on line 2, yes it is. And then we say if sprite is more than 10, that's padding again. We got a variable for that. Like, go back. So if it is, as long as it's more than 10, go that way. Else, we're gonna need that one. Duplicate. Wait. No, it's not the right one. Else, set it to what we did here, right? Length of array -1 times spacing. Shouldn't there be padding in there too, like what we did with the up, with the down? Here it's okay because it's like 10 pixels less, but it should also actually be that one though. Well, we'll see. Duplicate. I need to put it there, right? Yeah. Well, okay. Let's see if that works. So there, and if I put left, yay, it cycles now. That's good. Should I do it there too, to just be safe side? That should be more accurate as to what the limit is. Just in case the padding changes. Okay. So we got those. Collapse block. For some reason, it's getting harder for me to think. So, that should be that one. Don't even need to think what it's doing. The rest isn't important right now. Okay, so destroy sprite if sprite from 0. And I put up. And that's also where this one comes in. You. Plop. And that should be padding. Okay. Okay, and then we had problems with it not working. That way, and if we go there and press up, that doesn't work. It's really weird though. Okay. Duplicate. So it works that way. It just doesn't work in reverse. I know, I hard-coded these ones. I no longer need that one. Why do I still have that in here? Okay, that works now. Okay, so that works. I wonder if I have that scale thing. I think I already took it out, this one. Yeah, I did. Okay. Redundant code. Okay. So we've done the cycle through now. We didn't do that one because it's more hassle than it's worth. That I still haven't found a pattern in that I could use. Padding into variable. We actually did that one too. Yay! Okay. If luck is present, select that on position 4. Okay. Now that was still a question mark. Wonder the question, is that how I'm going to do this? Combine menu functions. I already decided last time I'm not going to do that. Change naming conventions. I think I've already done that. Oh. It's actually pretty far already. Which is nice. And I'm almost scared to continue to the next stage of this. But the next thing that I wanted to do was actually include luck and put it maybe here. Down there. And the thing was that I might be able to reuse the same function that does the spell slots, but just adapt it to actually do luck. And I'm being a bit cheeky in the sense that I'm freely interchanging 3.5 rules and 5th edition rules from D&D. With the idea that I eventually am going to put this character in 5th edition, though right now it's in 3.5. And in 3.5, that character is a Fortune's friend, which means she has a lot of luck and a lot of luck to spend. I think 6 slots, excluding 2 special ones that she can do once a day. So I'm kind of deliberating if I should use the spell slots in 5th edition, which is just 3 spell slots, which is sad, I think. Or not spell slots, luck slots. Oh, the sun's coming in. But as of now, as I'm recording this, they have announced one D&D, and I'm in the playtest, and I saw that there are testing the idea of having more luck slots, but I'm not sure if it's going to go through or if they're going to change it or anything, so I don't want to touch on that yet. So maybe I'm thinking what we can do next time is actually make the menu in which you can say long rest, short rest. Might be a good one to have. And as I touched on earlier, the long rest should be easy enough because you just have to call a reset for it. But the short rest is going to be interesting because it uses hit dice to determine how many HP you get back. So would it be an idea to let the Meowbit roll for it, but then it needs extra information to do that, or should it just go like, okay, how much HP do you get back? And also in case of some spellcasters who actually get few spell slots back after a short rest. So I need to do some research about that before I actually continue figuring out how I'm going to do the short rest. Well, that's kind of it. So that might be on the docket for the next time. But we made a lot of progress today. I'm very happy about this. It actually went pretty smooth. Okay. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to put that on there. Give me... long rest. Okay, so hopefully I'll see you guys next time. If you found something that I did wrong, or that you think you have a better solution to, let me know. Especially for the up and down thing, that I'm still kind of confused why I have to remake the selector, the sprite of the selector, later on in the code. Why I have to do that. If you have an answer for me, please let me know. I would really love that. So I can change my code accordingly. Because I don't like bulky code or too much code. But I'll see you guys next time.